What is going on, y'all? Oh, that was funny. So, what is happening, y'all? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. This is a show we discuss trending news, thought-provoking topics from the fields of politics, sports, pop culture, and all the above. I'm your host, Arrington Gavin. Welcome. This is episode 109. That's right, y'all. Episode 109. Extremely excited to be chopping it up with you on this awesome day. Yo, I don't know how the weather is where you're at, but it is hot in VA. Let me tell you something. This weather, which in Virginia, we have back and forth weather. I mean, really, Hampton Roads alone, it it always makes it's trying to make up its mind. Like some days I'm like, okay, you what you need to do is wear a fur coat up top, some shorts, a tank top under, and some Uggs. That's literally have maybe some rain boots. I mean, we literally have all weather weather types in 1 week here in Hampton Roads. It's insane. It's ridiculous. But yeah, excited to be joining you all here for another great episode. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. Share if you haven't. Um, I'm coming to you with new, as you see scrolling at the bottom, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. If you prefer to listen to this show, you can. Those episodes will drop at 10 a.m. on those exact days I mentioned earlier. Wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Odyssey, Apple, Spotify, I've already iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show just by typing in the Arrington Gavin Show or typing in R Smooth Club Media. If you prefer to watch the video version of this program, you can do so by going to R Smooth Club Media on Facebook. Excuse me, on R Smooth Club Media on YouTube, as well as R Smooth Club Podcast on Facebook, the Arrington Gavin Show on Rumble, RSC Media on X. You can also check out reruns of this show Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on ESPTV on Facebook, as well as ErnestSmithProductions.com. And you can also watch the show on our website, theArringtonGavinShow.com. So multiple ways you can tune into the platform. But for those who have been tuning in since day one, I truly appreciate all the love and support. Can't make this happen without you guys. Well, actually, I can, but it's like it's more motivation when I find out that I have viewers and listeners, and you guys like me. You really like me. But but no, I truly appreciate those who continue to support the show. We are a very grassroots program. Continue to grow, jazz up our set, our scene, and all that jazz. Let me kind of move over. And yeah, we're growing, man. We're growing and hoping to just bring you some good content, kind of keeping you up to speed, what's trending, what's happening in the world, because not everybody love to tune into the news because they consider the news as, depressing, and I totally understand. The news is and that's sad because that's the world we live in, but there is a lot of issues that we have to take care of. And don't get me wrong too, there's also media companies and news platform, mainstream media companies that choose to they want to promote that because they're like, oh, ratings, let's promote all the sadness going on, let's promote all the bad and never the good. People, you know what, controversy sells nowadays. We have possibly a future or for a former president that is most likely might be the next president again, with that is extremely controversial, that everything he touches uh turns to crap, yet he still keeps a following. The more the more lawsuits he gets, the more fame he receives. And I mean, that's what everybody, that's not just with him, that's what everybody. It's just like, again, controversy sells. But I wanted to start that. What do I want to start? We got so much we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about a local high school out here in the Hampton Roads area where I'm at, Kempsville High School. Their baseball team had to forfeit their season due to racism, due to very, very strong accusations of racism happening on their squad. So they had to cancel their season. Also, hip hop star, host of It is what it is. I believe did I pronounce it right? Let me make sure. Let me make sure because I want to get. Hold on. I don't want to get I want to get canceled. Hold on. Yep, it is what it is. Uh, it is what it is. Show. Cam'ron. He had a very viral interview on CNN recently with Abby Phillips, host of News Night with Abby Phillips. We're also going to be talking about Pat Sajak, long running host of the hit game show Wheel of Fortune. He is retiring from that show, and the air date has been announced. I'm gonna bring that up. Jemele Hill, famous sports commentator, journalist, media owner. She owns has a podcast network, and she's the host of Unbothered. Um, she's been very critical of basketball star, WNBA star, current WNBA star, Caitlin Clark. She's been critical on the success Caitlin Clark has received. Gonna be sharing about that. Also, this story had kind of caught my attention because it's been an ongoing conversation when it comes to pay wage and work wages. I'm talking about the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces, who is the returning champs. I think they're back-to-back champs, if I'm not mistaken, but they have been awarded $100,000 from a Las Vegas tourism sponsorship deal. So I want to talk about that as well. But I think what I want to start first is let's go ahead and move my notes right over here. Start off with let's see. I'll bring up Pat Sajak. Yeah, let's start off on a good note first. Let's start off on a good note. So Pat Sajak, like I mentioned before, long-running host of Wheel of Fortune, the hit game show that everybody talks about. I mean, if you haven't heard of it or watch it, I mean, you're definitely under a rock. I'm not an avid fan of it. I don't watch it regularly, but it is it's been a long-running show. It's popular. I still tune in because you want to figure it out, right? You want to figure out kind of like the fill in the blank questions that they ask. A good friend of mine, shout out to Dizzy the host. She was a contestant on there recently and did pretty damn well too. She did pretty good. So this article I have posted up here for you guys, reported by KTLA5. Says here, obviously, Pat Sajak's final Wheel of Fortune episode date is set. So let me give you a little bit of brief of this article. Excuse me, got something in my throat. After 41 seasons spanning 43 years, Pat Sajak's time as host of Wheel of Fortune will come to an end in less than 3 weeks, News Nation reports. Sajak, who announced his retirement nearly a year ago, has already recorded his last episodes. His last show will air June 7th, capping a week of shows themed Thanks for the Memories. The show producers have collected some of Sajak's funniest moments for those final episodes. Before hosting one of the most popular game shows in television history, Sajak joined Los Angeles KNBC as a weatherman in 1977. Wow. 4 years later, he was tapped by Merv Griffin, the creator of Wheel of Fortune, to take over hosting duties. The nice thing about working in local TV in LA, Sajak once said, is the decision makers are watching you every night. Vanna White will continue to co-host the show, and Ryan Seacrest will take over for Sajak. Seacrest will also remain the host of American Idol. Here we go again. One thing, y'all, I get tired of seeing the same faces on hosting multiple shows. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to be that guy to host multiple shows, right? I want to show my versatility. I want the check. I want to be greedy. Is it a problem being greedy? I want to be greedy. I want the check too. But I'm sorry, Ryan. There was a time where you were everywhere, okay? And then Steve Harvey came as far as building up on the hosting side, and he was everywhere. And I got tired of that shit, man. I got tired. It was so freaking tiring. Let me tell you something. It was it was so exhausting seeing Steve Harvey hosting. Steve has a running successful morning radio show. He has Family Feud. He has a talk show which it still shows reruns called Steve. He has he was hosting, I think, Miss America at the time. He also hosted a New Year's Eve special. It's 5. They tried to reboot at the time the Apollo. That's 6. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'll just stop at the 6. Oh, Little Big Shots. He at the time hosted that. That was on NBC. Okay, so 7. Oh, and then he has Celebrity Family Feud. So 8. 8 duties. We saw him 8 different times on 8 different programs and shows and stuff. It was a lot. It was a lot. Now Ryan Seacrest, on the other hand, same thing. Hosting New Year's Eve specials. He's been doing that since like a long time ago. The Dick Clark New Year's Rockin' Eve specials. He hosts that. American Idol. He has a morning radio show. He was on the Kelly and Ryan series at the time. He's no longer with that anymore. What else? He was on E News Red Carpets. He hosted that. I mean, it was so much stuff, man. So for me, I feel like it's a bit exhausting. It's gonna be not as entertaining to see him on multiple shows, especially on that network, because American Idol is on ABC now. They had, it was gone for a minute, kind of revised it, rebranded it, still American Idol, but brought it back to a different channel. The new version, technically American Idol, is been on for, I think, well over 4-5 seasons, possibly. And yes, Ryan is hosting that. Now Ryan is in California, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a California guy now. So hey, that's perfect for him. Just multiple duties. And not gonna lie, when it comes to hosting a game show, that's a damn good gig, because I love watching a game show network. I don't know about y'all, but when it's like I have free time and I just want to chill, I can binge watch the game show network, because so many fun games that are up there, man, that it's like, and I guess I like it more too because it makes me feel smart, because they're like kind of common sense games. I mean, it doesn't take like a rocket scientist to compete in this, like Jeopardy. I tried with Jeopardy. I cannot. Jeopardy is too hard. I tried to figure it out. I'm like, oh, let me take my time and think. It requires too much thinking. My brain starts to hurt. I'm like, nah, I don't want to watch it no more. But hey, it's successful. So yes. So Sajak's show, as I mentioned during the article, the final, what's the air date? Oh, okay. June 7th. June 7th will be the last show air. So that will be the end of a 41 season career, 43 years, but 41 seasons of Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune. Obviously it won't be the same as 2 different guys, but personality wise, I feel as though it's a perfect match, because Pat Sajak was really not like, I mean, he's not a guy I would watch on stand up. He pokes the bear a couple times, throws in a couple of jokes here and there, like, oh, ha, 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 but nothing like, oh, my side is hurting. Ryan Seacrest is the same thing. He can work a crowd, get a few chuckles, just stay in there and look pretty, Ryan. I mean, it's an easy check for you, buddy. Congrats on the, being named the new host. I mean, that is your retirement. For Vanna White, man, she's the one that has the best jobs. Doesn't speak at all. She is, oh Lord, if y'all are if for the Apollo fans out there, Kiki Shepard, okay, Kiki Shepard was the culture's Vanna White when it was Steve rocking the fake box fade. Okay, it was fake, y'all. Don't even. I know y'all thinking, if y'all listening or watching right now, you're probably like, Arrington, that was, man, y'all agree with me. Y'all know that shit wasn't real. It was not real at all. That was a fake toupee. That was a fake fade. That thing like a helmet. He could take it off, pop it back on. All of a sudden, he took it off. He's bald now. He's like a Dr. Phil out here. Psychiatrist. He's a man with it. Man, give me a break. But where was I? Oh yeah. So Kiki Shepard was our Vanna White. So Vanna White is like, I believe in her 60s. She looks great for her age. Take good care of herself. But again, all you had to do was just hit a letter, display, for years. I mean, for years, she held that realm. And actually, let me see. Let's see how many. I want to see how old she is. Let me check my notes. 67 years old. Wow. 67 years old. And she has been on the Wheel of Fortune she held that position since 1982. You hear me? 1982. Why stop? Why stop? Again, and she's getting paid. Let me see. Okay, whoo. Now I'm trying to look up her net worth, but it says here that she had listed her home. It was in 2017. She listed her Beverly Hills home for $47.5 million. So tells me Vanna got some, she got a little paper, got a little paper. But yeah, the end of an era, and he will be missed. I'm curious to see what's going to be next for Pat Sajak. At his age, at his career, it wouldn't surprise me if he becomes kind of like those regular spokesperson for some, I don't know, for gold, for some insurance policy, for some retirement plan, or he might start a podcast. I don't know. I know he's been pretty vocal about his views politically. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of these media outlets or news outlets with streaming services might reach out and be like, hey, look, we want, Fox Nation reach out to Pat Sajak and be like, hey, look, we want to bring you on for something, and we want to bring you on for this. It could happen. But again, congrats on an amazing career. Congrats on just, hey, being a host, I guess. I mean, again, I don't watch that show too much. But anyway, let me go ahead and digress from that. Moving on to another story. Give me 1 second, y'all. So I mentioned about actually, do I have this on my I don't, but I want to bring this up. So NBA star Lamelo Ball. We all know the Ball brothers, Lonzo, Lamelo, Magello. I don't know the one that's not in NBA. I'm forgetting. And then of course the dad, LeVar. So Lamelo is the youngest, told to be probably one of the best basketball players out of the three. He has been sued. A family has filed a lawsuit alleging that Lamelo Ball drove over and broke the foot of an 11-year-old who wanted an autograph after a Hornets fan event in October. The boy's mom says Ball never signed anything before driving off. Now, there is many videos, y'all, of Lamelo Ball zinging on out of the garage, even driving through some red lights. I think to him, he thinks it's cute because he's showing off his rides. Hey, he has a lot of money. He's young. He's still in his early 20s. He might be maybe 23. Checking the age as we speak. He is. Let me see here. 22. I was a number off. Yeah, he was 22 years old. And says here that a mother is suing obviously the Charlotte Hornets star after her son, I won't say the gentleman's name, but yes, 11 years old, and now he's 12. The mother says last October 7th, after a Charlotte Hornets event, the fans were outside of the arena going up to the players as they left. Now, the mother was like, Lamelo, I love you. I'm sorry. Her child said, Lamelo, I love you. Sign my, give me your autograph. Can you sign it for me? She told this is reported by WSOC TV 9. She says Ball did not sign anything and drove off. I just seen my son kind of go down, and I thought maybe he had dropped something, she said. But she says she calls her son's name out and had not dropped anything, that Ball had driven over his foot, breaking it. This is his hero, his idol. He got run over by him, their attorney says. McCray says her son has spent months recovering in more ways than one. And so long story short, um yeah, that lawsuit is in the works as we speak. And my thing is, and y'all can look up online, there's plenty of videos showing the player, speeding off, or speeding off, however they say it. And it's extremely, for one, your publicist, your manager, whoever represents you is doing a poor job, because the first time you do it, that's when you acknowledge, hey, dude, somebody could have got hurt. You're speeding off in a vehicle. Anybody could walk past. Anybody can be near the vehicle, especially when there's fans. Like, you slowly kind of move, so you acknowledge that, hey, look, can't do it, just move out the way. But you don't zoom. I mean, come on, stop showing off. And see, that's the thing. From the beginning, throughout their whole life in the public eye, it was all about branding, showing off. I mean, they got that from their dad. I'm sorry. Look, LeVar Ball at the time was, but you know what? I can't be mad at him, because what he did, he created a platform for his kids. Yeah, it was an annoying one, but he kept them in the public eye. He was going on different sports shows, bragging about them, bragging about his skill level. He's better than this, he's better than that, bragging about how his kids are like, it was dope. It garnered reality TV, book deals, success, fame, their own brand. I mean, they're making millions now, so it worked. But see, right about now, this is when, like, okay, you got to put your foot down, because he's still an up and coming. He's still growing in the public eye. 22 years old, he's still a kid. You don't. There's kids right now still in college at 22. Still trying to pursue and grow them as themselves as a person and whatnot. So, yeah, it's extremely sad and difficult. But again, I will follow up with this case. Want to again repeat it. A family has filed a lawsuit against Lamelo Ball, NBA star of the Charlotte Hornets, suing him, alleging that he drove over. Well, he did. Okay, so suing him because he drove over and broke the foot of an 11-year-old. So we will follow up more with that. Y'all, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have some more here on the Arrington Gavin Show, so you guys don't go anywhere. We will be back. Don't change that dial. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, next story I'm gonna bring up is sports journalist Jemele Hill. Let me bring up the graphic. Give me 1 second. Jemele Hill. You might have known her from, I think it was like a His and Hers sports show that she used to co-host. She then left ESPN, kind of on a rough slate, but started her own platform. She has continued to grow that platform, and she has a successful podcast on a bunch of different streaming services, and she's going more digital and independent. So she's doing her own thing. But she's always been very vocal, extremely vocal, always something to say, always something to say. And gotta hurry up and get that graphic. I know it's taking a minute, but this is reported by Outkick. Let me wait. Having a little technical difficulties right now. It's just taking a second to come on in. But there we go. Jeez, I was taking forever. You guys could have left and made a sandwich for how long that was taking. Okay, so Outkick had reported Jemele Hill suggests Caitlin Clark is popular because she's white and straight. Now, I'm not aware of the I'll speak on as far as just my take on the whole thing, right? I have nothing against personally, or at all against Jemele Hill. Huge fan of her work. I will say here and there I don't always agree with her takes on thing, and what certain things that she will say, because I feel as though she's always finding an issue with something. So Caitlin Clark she became a household name during the March Madness. Girl out of Iowa, shooting the lights out like it's nothing. I'm like want like draining them like Curry. Becomes a household name because why? She was scoring 40 to 50 points on an average. Okay, she was killing it. People like her, and she's not the only one. People like her, Angel Reese, okay, personalities. Right now, Angel Reese is an amazing basketball player. She's also a great personality. She knows how to swag it out with she's friends with the public figures, and she's garnered success. The year before, I believe, when or the year after, don't get me wrong, when LSU, I think LSU might have won. Don't get me lying, but I think they won a national title. But I'll just say there was a period, there was a year in Angel Reese's career where she was a household name. She was everywhere. Her teammates, everybody, but it was mainly Angel Reese. She was getting all the fame and publicity. Now it's been Caitlin Clark. And people have been criticizing, saying, well, Caitlin Clark is getting this credit because she's a white girl. She's gonna get more credit over Angel Reese. Now, look, y'all. I understand, yes, stuff like that can occur where it's like, okay, it's not looking fair that this person's getting more credit than this individual when they're doing the exact same thing. I get it. But and now I sound crazy by saying this, but like, why does it always have to be about race? Like, Caitlin Clark is a damn good player. Okay. She's a very, very successful player. Now that she's in the WNBA, she's not doing so good because she's a rookie. She's playing against grown women that have been there, done that. Now, to go more on this article while I popped it up, so Outkick is saying, you see in the title, suggests Caitlin Clark is popular because she's white and straight. So to read more on, okay, it says Jemele Hill is living in a land of delusion and this is reported by Outkick. Let's see, who's the specific name? David Hookstead wrote this. Jemele Hill is living a land of delusion when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Clark is 4 games into her WNBA career, and despite being off to a tough 0-4 start, is without question the face of the league. Now, I wouldn't say the face of the league. Now, somebody could agree or disagree with me. I haven't watched too much to say she's. Oh no, I'll take it back. I'll say why I'm gonna go kind of both sides. I'm gonna say she's the face of the league because the Indiana Fever, they're 0-4, but yet they're the main games they're always highlighting when you watch a sports show and when they're looking at highlights, because they want to see, okay, did they win? Oh, how many points did Caitlin Clark? So I will say she's the face. Now everybody's tuning in to see how she's gonna do because she was such a star in the collegiate level. So I can see that being a face. Every time there's a new uh a new Lord have mercy article about what company she's sponsored with now, or an endorsement deal. They're always highlighting it. Hell, Ice Cube offered her $5 million to compete in the Big Three. So okay, I can't agree with that. Now, in order to disagree on it, I just think there's so many great players in the league. I personally think like the Las Vegas Aces, since they're returning champs. No, excuse me, the reigning and coming off a championship winning season. The face. So, but I'll read a little more with that later on. Says here that the former Iowa superstar became the most popular player in the league the moment the Indiana Fever drafted her first overall. She ended her college career as the highest scorer in major basketball history. Now, that was also a debate because I think she had some I don't know, either took a year off or had an extra year because it was COVID. So I mean, it's so much dispute and more details, but I'll talk a little more on that later on for another time. But ended the season being the highest scorer in major basketball history, elevated the women's game to unprecedented levels, and was nothing short of electric to watch. It's not hard to figure out why she's so beloved. Now, Hill has a bit of a different view, and it's about race and being straight. Now, let's see. Jemele Hill goes off the rails on Caitlin Clark. She quotes, "We would all be very naive if we didn't say race and her sexuality played a role in her popularity. Why so many people are happy for Caitlin's success, including players. This has this has had such an enormous impact on the game. There is a part of it that is little problematic because of what it says about the worth and the marketability of the player who are already there," Hill told the Los Angeles Times when talking about Clark's insane draw. Now, she's selling out the Indiana Fever's stadium, which is probably unfamiliar uh for them, and really still starting to be kind of foreign in the WNBA, because that's one of the kind of biggest flaws with the WNBA is ticket sales revenue, right? Let me continue. Yes, the fact Caitlin Clark is straight and white is apparently a major problem for the WNBA, in Hill's opinion. Hey, but you know me, how I am with opinions, respect others' opinions, but I can also, I'll just share why I just, not really, agree, disagree. So she didn't stop there. The former ESPN talent opined on why Clark is more famous than any other player in the league, despite being a rookie, and people having an issue with it. It's not jealousy. It's just the fact that our society, black women, are often erased from the picture, Hill said. While Caitlin Clark's success should be widely celebrated, there are various points where we have seen uh, dynamic phenoms, and how they have been able to popularize the game. It's just that for whatever reason, could be race, could be gender, could be a uh uh mirrored factors, uh that same marketing muscle that seems very intentional about making sure that Caitlin Clark is a superstar was missing for them. So, she further told the outlet she continued with Coke and Pepsi and all these other brands, excuse me, didn't come running for Cheryl Miller. So I think it's okay to have multiple conversations at once. There's plenty of room to highlight and celebrate Caitlin Clark's popularity while also discussing ways in which to which to not erase black women from a league that they have built. and continue to build. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I think why well not I think, but why I kind of disagree with Jemele Hill, because the WNBA is predominantly black women that are competing in the league. Okay. Um, to say that they're erasing black women's success is crazy, because I mean, that's their predominant, like, market that they promote when it comes to their stars and their squads, this and that and the other. Um, I really don't understand when people are disagreed with the success that Caitlin Clark, because look, she's not the only successful person, but you cannot say that, okay, she became a household name that attracts people. And this is the whole issue with the WNBA. And I had a conversation with my good friend who made a very great point. Um, you have to know how to they have to know how to market the product of the WNBA, right? Marketing wise, I mean, if I turn the TV on, I can be flipping through the channel, but oh snap, the finals is on. Oh snap, it's the playoffs. I didn't know they will play. Okay, the season opener for the WNBA will start in the midst of the playoffs of the WNBA. To me, that's unfair. That's not right, because if everybody's going to be tuned into the NBA, everybody's going to be ignoring the WNBA. Okay, now I get it. You have them air commercials during a period where everybody's glued to basketball, but it's like, okay, you can have the commercials, but I would not air it around the same period. Have the commercials during one of the most watched times in the NBA, right? Where they get most of their viewerships, because there's people that ignore watching the regular season and watch the playoffs. So have the commercials being played during the playoffs. Then once the playoffs and the finals is over with, then start the season. Okay? So then you have full focus on the WNBA. Also, choose better times to play the games. Also, choose a better channel. Now, I understand your budget is not compared nowhere near the NBA, but choose a better budget. Choose better television. Like, I mean, you air most of their games like on Ion, and nothing against Ion, but it's a rerun channel. I'm pretty sure no one starts a new show and be like, "Hey, look, check me out on Ion." Now, I'm different, y'all, because I'm a growing show. So Ion, if y'all want to, if y'all want a good talk show with an opinionated dude, I'm available. But but no, it's just the product alone, the ways to market the WNBA. I mean, it sucks, and it's not fair for the NBA players. Excuse me, the WNBA players, because they are trying to see better pay, right? They're trying to see some better wages for them, and they're not seeing that. They're not seeing that. So I would like to see a change happen in the WNBA. All right. I would like to see a change. I would like to see, of course, more money, more money for them. I would like to see more people watch the WNBA more games. I'm continuing to watch more. I find it entertaining. My in-laws, they're a big sports family, specifically basketball. My mother-in-law played collegiate basketball. She actually thought about trying out for the WNBA uh uh when it first had was created in like in the 90s. When it first was established, she wanted to join the WNBA team. So or WNBA season. So I mean, we're big sports fans on our side. Um but I just think that the WNBA, they need to do better when it comes to marketing. And this is the Arrington, the business owner. Marketing, promotion, making sure you're marketing to the right target. Okay. Target marketing is key. Micro targeting, all that good stuff is key. Yes, you got to spend money to make money, in a sense. So if you have to, ooh, if it's expensive and you're like, oh Lord, this better work. If it doesn't, okay, yeah, but you still just be smart about it. Just be smart about it. Um, moving on to another story I want to bring up. Do 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 do. So recently, let me see. Okay, so let me actually try and see if I can bring this article for y'all. Where did oh there we go. Give me 1 second, y'all. Thought I had it on my notes, but I don't. I usually like to pre-plan ahead, then I already have myself with just by a click of a button. But so recently the Las Vegas Aces, who is the uh reigning WNBA finals champion. Um there we go. Uh they had their season opener. They showed off their rings. Their rings was dope. And let me see if I can bring this on for y'all. So they had recently received great news from I don't know if it was from the mayor. It was a gentleman representing the city of Las Vegas, and it was talking about giving them a gift in just again a thank you of, hey, being awesome, being a champs. And this is our way to continue to say, hey, look, keep up the great work in a sense. So let me go ahead and bring up this graphic for you guys. And I'll read it for you once that graphic shows up on the screen there. I tell you, y'all, I can't wait until we get some more money in this budget of this show so I can have a full-time producer kind of working the controls here and there, because multitasking with this man can be kind of it can be a lot, but I enjoy the challenge and I appreciate your patience, because you can easily say F this show, I ain't gonna watch it no more, but I truly appreciate it. So until that, I don't know, man, I don't know why that is taking forever. I'll start reading a little bit. This is reported by the Black Enterprise. And the title of this article: Las Vegas Aces awarded $100,000 from Las Vegas tourism sponsorship deal, prompting a WNBA investigation. Which the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces, Becky Hammon, called the investigations odd. But to start this article off, says here, um, okay, on May 17th, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority announced that it would sponsor the Las Vegas Aces players, a subsequently awarded each player on the team with $100,000 in addition to their existing salary. A day later, the WNBA announced that it would be investigating the team, to which members of the team and the WNBA fans pushed back. As the Athletic reports, Aces superstar forward AJ Wilson and head coach Becky Hammon responded to the investigation in a press conference on May 18th, both questioning the league's regular investigations of the franchise. Hammon called the league investigation odd, and followed up by saying that the LVCVA contacted the players' agents. Most let me go and take that out. Give me 1 second. And most sponsorships people go after the top two people. Hammond said, in this situation, from what I understand, is the LVCVA wanted the whole team. So they went and called individual agents. I don't know the details. I have nothing to do with it. The Aces have nothing to do with it. Uh, what I will say, guys, I see this as being a good and bad, right? Good and bad. The visitors authority. I'm trying to see where is the money coming from, for one, because the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority to me sounds like something that's a part of the city, under the city of Las Vegas. So then in that case, and it's a sponsorship, right? It's a sponsorship. But in that case, does all city workers get a little piece of the pie, in a sense? Like, do they get a bonus? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if it's clean and if it's straightforward, if it's not, if this doesn't involve Las Vegas taxpayers' dollars, then hey, I don't see any issue. But for one, is it taxpayers' money? Two, if you give a city worker, in a sense, some money, then does that mean, everybody that works for the city get a little extra something? Now, in a sense, even though and I don't know how ownership of a franchise occurs, but being that the Las Vegas Aces is owned by Al Davis Jr., he owns the squad, but they represent the city of Las Vegas. So I'm trying to see if it's a fair play, in a sense, right? Because I'm happy the fact that they get $100,000, because $100,000, man, a WNBA player might not make that in the first 4 years of their career. I mean, Caitlin Clark is a first overall pick. You see how successful she's playing. Her career, I mean, she's making like 76,000 a year right now in her rookie contract. 76,000 a year. The highest paid person, I believe, gets paid maybe 250 a year, 150 to $200,000 a year. So it, the whole pay wage is going to be a topic to discuss, and topic of every conversation. But in the case with this, I would like to look into more details about it. But again, I want to know how, where's this money coming from? Is it taxpayers' money? Is this a city? Is this from the city? If so, everybody then in the city, in my opinion, got to get $100,000 when it comes to law enforcement, sanitation workers, city, any city workers, school teachers who they fight for equal pay every day, or better wages every day. Okay, so then they get 100,000. I'm just saying, like, make it fair, make it make sense for me, because I'm having a problem understanding it. But hey, when the WBA, they do deserve more money, but it has to make sense business wise, because the fact of the matter is, if their average revenue is low, then it makes sense on why their money is that way. But if they start growing that revenue in the WNBA, then they start getting more wages. But it will be a long, long time before they start making NBA money, because the NBA, they make $10 billion or $10.5 billion a season. Okay, a season. You got guys with contracts that is worth the WNBA. These supermax contracts that they could buy the league if they could, or if they wanted to. But let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna do another commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk about this interview that rapper, hip hop star, host of It Is What It Is talk show, which you can watch on YouTube, Cam'ron had on CNN. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna do a quick commercial break. We come back more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family, we are back here. Look, I want to bring up this interview that Cam'ron did with CNN anchor, host of News Night with Miss Abby Phillips, who I'm a fan of the show. She's a pretty fair journalist. She's not like a one-sided kind of person. She's very, very great at her craft. She's a part of their primetime lineup at CNN. And she recently interviewed Cam'ron talking about just his take on the Diddy on the what was your take after watching the Diddy video of seeing him running in the hallway, which the video, and I spoke about it on the show before. There was a video showing Diddy running down the hall in a nothing but a towel in a hotel room, attacking his then girlfriend Cassie. This was in 2016 in a Los Angeles a Los Angeles hotel. So brought him up to get his take on it. Here's what he had to say. Let me go ahead and let's see.
I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers like Mace no Puff. So I appreciate what Mace said. And of course, that's my brother. So if he felt that way, then he felt better than me because he was signed to Puff. I wasn't. But my show does come on at 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. It's called It Is What It Is. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. I mean, I might get some more information out of Mace from there. But for me to tell you how Puff act and all that, I don't know. I never was signed to him.
Yeah. What about the industry in general? I mean, so many people have pointed out that Diddy couldn't get away with this stuff if there weren't a lot of people protecting him. Do you think that's the case?
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that y'all invited me to. Who booked me for this joint?
All right.
Wow, and I don't be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
thanks.
Man, come on, man.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. You enjoy.
A bit more about that. I mean, is there something known in the industry about how Diddy treated his artists?
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower joint. I'm just going off what Mace.
Oh my gosh. I need a moment. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something about Cam'ron. Cam'ron and Mace's show, and this is where you're like, Aaron, so you're promoting another show, not yours. Look, I give credit where credit's due, right? That's the peak of as far as success wise. I don't care for, they're authentic, they're being their authentic self, they're having fun doing it. They've worked on a way of not, acting corporate and doing something independent, and it's been just so lucrative for them. So lucrative. I remember seeing the first show and I'm like, what is this? It's just them sitting at a table talking about, and then you start seeing the growth. You start seeing the growth because they go viral, saying a lot of stuff. They say whatever's on their mind, unfiltered, don't care. And it's grown to a very, very profitable, lucrative product for them. It's been selling, it's been hitting for them, and it's grown, and it is what it is just like I said, success. They've interviewed everybody. They've even had the late OJ Simpson almost as like a correspondent in a sense. He was on there a couple times speaking on sports and stuff. So it's like they really, are big in, when it comes to controversial. And I just thought it was that man said, I'm gonna get some cheeks after this. Like, just like did not care, which God, I love it. I love it. Way to stick it to the man. That man said, who did this, right? I don't like who's the booker for this. Now, a lot of people are saying, was Mace making it really a publicity stunt? And some of that could be true because obviously he put in the plug about his show. It Is What It Is, airs at 8 a.m. on YouTube. Him and Mace. And Abby Phillips is a very successful, very sweet. She didn't really deserve that kind of feedback from Mace. Don't be mad at the interviewer, be mad for one who booked to be mad at the company as a whole, because she has writers, creators, and says, okay, look, we want you to interview this. she doesn't really have a saying on what goes on her show. She's told to, hey, you got to talk about this, you got to talk about that, got to talk about this. They might assume because, hey, your name is in the lights, but no, you don't. You've seen so many people like Chris Cuomo go independent, which he's independent-ish because he is with News Nation, but he still very much has full on ownership of his show because he can do whatever he wants. He is shows on his show. He does what he wants. Don Lemon got his own media company because again, it's better go independent. Roland Martin, so many others. But this right here was so freaking funny. So freaking funny. It's, it's just that was hilarious. That really made my day. But again, and shout out to Tesla Figaro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name. She's also a political commentator, host of Straight Shot No Chaser. Very, very. I'm a huge fan of her. She posted, which I watched it before I even was gonna do this show, but men in hip hop, rappers, especially black rappers. She was letting hey, be aware because all these news platforms are gonna want you to just mainly talk about like your take on Snoop and all that stuff. Which, hey, I mean, that's news. They go to ask the expert, and they're like this. They're like, what's your take on Diddy? What's your this and that and that? And it's like, okay, well, how about talking about the good stuff I have? Because I don't want to just share my moment on like in front of a large audience talking about this. I actually want to, and so I get it. Could Cam'ron have worked it better in the case? Yes, because I would have, hopefully like, hey, had a great interview and maybe just make the connection because they can talk behind the scenes and say, hey, please, like I want to go over here, promote my show, this and that and the other. And that would be great for CNN to do. But hey, it's different, y'all. It's different. But look, y'all, I'm coming in on the last couple minutes of the show. What I want to do, I have some great news I want to share myself along with my co-host, comedian Ciroc Fox and hustle queen, Miss Michelle Young. We're the host of a weekly radio show called In Your City. That's right, In Your City, which airs every Sundays at 12 p.m. on WNSB 91.1 FM. I'm very excited to announce that we will be the MCs for the 3rd annual Pride in the Peak. Pride in the Peak is a fun event. Is Chesapeake's really first ever Pride event. And I want to thank my good friends Jeremy Rodden and Amber because they contacted us and said, hey, look, we would love for you guys to MC it. Now, y'all know, hey, I'm a straight black man, but you know what? I also very, very passionate in supporting my brothers and sisters of the LGBTQ community. And I've always been that advocate to say, you know what, at the end of the day, they're human too, they have a life too. No one deserves to be discriminated in no way, shape, or form. And here on this show, everybody's welcome. We don't promote hate towards individual or groups, and we're just very excited to be hosting it because it's going to be fun. We got games, you got entertainment, you got fun. It's sponsored by Dollar Tree, which is I mean more exciting. Dollar Tree has came up to the plate and said, no, we're going to sponsor. And I think that is so dope. So again, this happened in June 9th. If you're in Chesapeake in the Hampton Roads area, June 9th, please go to you can go on our social media. We have the flyers. We're always going to be promoting it from the time being. But it's happening on Sunday, June 9th from 12 to 5. It's open to the public. It's the 3rd annual Pride in the Peak. And it's hosted by yours truly, Arrington Gavin, hustle queen Miss Michelle Young, and comedian Ciroc Fox. It's going to be exciting. And I just, again, it's an honor. We're expecting a huge crowd of people. And I had a couple of other stories to bring up, but we're coming to a close on the show. So y'all know how to continue to support the show. Follow us on all platforms. The Arrington Gavin Show airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you prefer to watch the video version of this show, you can do so by going to our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. Okay, R Smooth Club Media. On Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. Facebook at R Smooth Club Podcast, and RSC Media on X. Those episodes drop at 5 p.m. And as you see at the bottom too, I also have ESP TV on Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. ESP TV on Facebook and EarnestSmithProductions.com. Check out the Arrington Gavin Show website, ArringtonGavinShow.com. And you see at the bottom, I left my Cash App there. Hey, if you don't want to give anything, hey, you're not hurt my feelings. But if you choose to, look, a dime, a penny, $1, $5, if you want to, look, I would truly appreciate it. We want to continue to grow this show. Equipment is expensive. It's not cheap, keeping this show running. So we want to keep on building up, hopefully getting a better set and all that good stuff. So I truly appreciate you, y'all. Y'all take care. God bless. I'll see you next time.